Hello everyone, my name is Adrian Rocks and welcome to Do Not Take This Cat Home. You're not having a great day, as usual. Oh great, it's the first time in a while that you felt like going out, but in the middle of your walk, it starts to rain. Typical, but maybe this is just a sign that you should have stayed home today. Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow. Right? You turn to head home. When? Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the street. Makes sense due to the increase in missing persons around the area recently. Uh-oh. Well, that and the weather. But none of them react to the sound at all. Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground dampened by the rain makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh? Guess that should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. So cute. And it definitely knows it. You've never had much of an opinion one way or another about cats before. But if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. Who says they're not ruling the world right now? You don't think you'd mind bowing down to feline overlord. You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves cats in cardboard boxes these days anyways? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? The cat doesn't answer you. Obviously not, it's a cat. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. Well, I mean, the title of the game is Don't Take the Cat Home. And I could either obey the title and be smart and do not take the cat home, but what's the fun in that? Let's take the cat home. He can't be that bad, right? You know what? You reach into the box and picks the cat up, holding it out in front of you. Why not? You're all alone and well, I'm kind of in the same boat myself, so... You bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. Aww. You think a little while will probably be more like a day. You'll be responsible and take it to the shelter tomorrow, but for now, let's get you out of the rain, okay? You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food, then head back home. You'll live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. One you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long. Even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores the new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. take out the can of cat food and open it with the tab on top. You put some cat food in a saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food and completely ignores it. Not hungry, I guess. Does the cat want to eat me? You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. It's just a cat after all. But is it though? Is it? I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs its body against your legs with a purr. You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. It follows you into the kitchen as you start on your own dinner. You decided you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread toasted, mayo and mustard spread, turkey and cheese and lettuce perfectly placed, tomato sliced. Ow! You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Stupid. You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder inside, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops up onto the counter. It sniffs at the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm alright. It was just an... You watch as the cat starts to lick lightly but enthusiastically at the blood on the knife. At your blood. You're so shocked that by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. The cat sits back, staring at you. You feel a little uneasy. Huh? Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird. Right. Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do. Right? Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's still raining outside. Not after all your efforts. We were going to take it to the shelter tomorrow anyway. What's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wound. While you're eating your sandwich, while you're cleaning up the kitchen, while trying to watch TV. You gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried about the strange behavior. What if it gets a taste for blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what to do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner. Oh, come on, enough already. You shove it away a little more forcefully this time out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner and into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worried that it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet will have an idea on how to calm it down. You can only hope. You don't have many other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number of a local vet, you pick up your landline and... Did the cat cut the power? The lights just went out. Great, just great. Rain must have knocked out the power. No, it was probably the cat. You check your cell phone, only to find that it's out of batteries. The cat stole the batteries. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving out earlier. The cat took my charger. The outing had been so spur of the moment that I had no doubt messed with your usual routine. The cat convinced me to go out. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. It's quiet. It's too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then, why did the power go out? Is it just me, or is the light from the flashlight growing smaller? You look outside. The sky is pitch black. What time is it? You turn to check the clock. The cat sits on top of your digital clock staring at you. hell, kill, 666, 3, 4. Well, that is definitely not a bad omen. Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are lit up and grown completely haywire. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You'd think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication that it's alive. It's not blinking. It's not even breathing, but its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes, its eyes hold you still, even with your flashlight trained on it. Its pupils are large, round, inky pits. The flashlight flickers. Are we sure that's a cat and not like a demon? I mean, I love cats, but the cat is gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence punctuated with the rapid pumping of blood in your heart is overwritten as your ears slowly start to pick up the sound of static all around you. How is the clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having the answer will make sense out of everything that's happening. That order will be restored. But no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock and feel as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce, but waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You're even afraid to take a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever is watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it as clearly as if it had whispered. Oh my god, that actually whispered in my headphones. Right into your ear. Right into your soul. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could, even if it did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens within you, make you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement. Of action. But you're still weak from the fierce grip on your mind. Your legs tangle together under you in your haste, and you fall to the ground. Ow. A sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. At first you think you've broken your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pulling underneath it. Or the sound of metal scraping on tiles or skidding across the floor, as if it had been kicked. Winded from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object glinting in a strange light coming in from outside. The light pouring in from your now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what in regards to your inexplicably open door screech to a halt. As your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife. A still tinted red from your earlier blunder, but that's not right. Wasn't it completely licked clean by that? You gulp dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up on your living room floor to be stepped on, instead of resting on your cutting board in the kitchen where you'd left it. when you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife. It spies right back at you. A pair of glowing, golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. It pads lightly over to the knife, as if skipping in delight, and bends down to lap at the blood dripping from the blade. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breaths, discordant against the static now piercing your skull. The dryness in your tongue spreading to your throat. The incomprehensible sight of the stray you'd taken in, licking away at your kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Blood. Golden eyes light up to you as if response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shoulders twitching as if he is considering the act of pouncing forward. But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp, down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red, but there's a strange light emitting from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you. Everything. Except your blood. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes with the ground. It hurts. It hurts. But you can't stop. You don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running because if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind you? As curious as I am, I know the smart choice would be to keep running. Right? Huh? Interesting. How very, very interesting. Ending 0. It begins. Oh my. Well. That was... Don't look so cute. You're not so innocent. You're a little devil, aren't you? Let's continue. You're walking. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did. The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? It's an interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. So you look so familiar, right? Are we in a loop? I mean, obviously, but meow to you too. Then again, it is a cat. Not many different ways for a standard black cat to look after all. This one sure is a cutie though. Just look. It's not glaring at you or hissing at you for getting this close like other stray cats have in the past. It's just sitting there, patiently, waiting for you to do something. I haven't learned my lesson. I'm taking it home. You are gonna love me whether you want to or not. Is that clear? Well, why not? Right. You barely reach out your arms before the cat eagerly leaps into them and climbs up onto your shoulders. It butts its head into your temple, nestling against it. You can't help but smile at the cat's enthusiasm. Let's get you out of here, yeah? On the way home, you briefly consider getting cat food. But that would be a waste of time. You shrug at the odd feeling and move on. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. 1 you living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long. Even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you wait for it to walk away and explore the new environment. But it simply sits and looks up at you expectantly. Like what? Pet the cat? It's not every day you have access to a cute fluffy animal. What else is there to do but pet it to your heart's content? Sit on the floor in your living room and click your tongue to call the cat over. The cat dashes over to you, immediately climbing into your lap. Poor thing, she just wants some attention, don't you? Alright. You carefully pet the cat. A rub behind an ear, a scratch on the shin, a smooth sweep along the back. Good? You keep petting the cat in your lap, enjoying this bonding time together. But the cat starts to get restless after a while. Let's do something else. We already knows what happens if we try to feed you. Play with you? Poor thing was probably bored stiff sitting in that old box all day, just watching crowds of people walking by them, ignoring them. You can't just leave them alone as soon as you're home. A little interspecies socializing won't kill you, right? Oh, you just want some attention, don't you? You wanna play, huh? Okay then. What to play though? Let's play with the cat. Look for some yarn, I think my laser pointer still works. Hide and seek, a classic on second thought. Look for some yarn. If every movie and cartoon involving cats that you've watched since childhood is to be believed, you can deduce with almost absolute certainty that cats freaking love yarn. I think they're not supposed to play with yarn in real life, but this cat is a demon, so what do we know? Probably. You unearth some from an old box in the hallway closet that's filled with knickknacks from various abandoned hobbies. Consider just handing the ball of bright red yarn over to the cat and supervising from his side, but that would defeat the idea of playing together, wouldn't it? Cut off a decent length of string from the ball of yarn and go back to the living room. The cat is resting on the floor. It's not asleep, but when it looks up as you enter the living room, you feel like it could doze off right then and there. You'll fix that. You smirk a little, confident with your surprise, and let the piece of yarn dangle just above the floor, pinched between your thumb and index finger. The sudden shift in the cat's demeanor makes your heart start to beat a little faster. Its posture is barely changed at all. Just a subtle shift of the head and ears, a slight tension in the shoulders, a sharpness in the gaze as it locks onto the jaw, dangling an inch above the floor. The cat could still pass as almost being relaxed, calm. and yet the air is thick with its eagerness to lunge forward, waiting for the right moment to strike. You feel like you've just witnessed the awakening of the perfect predator. You're almost afraid of what will happen once you make the first move. But it will be you who makes the first move. Take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. And yoink. The cat lunged the instant you wiggle the yarn, but you're faster. It completely misses as you flick your wrist, making the yarn recoil out of its reach like a terrified snake. Having overshot the landing in its eagerness, the cat stumbles and looks around as if shocked at its failed attack. You generously click your tongue to help reorient it. The cat whips its head around its sound, slightly taken aback at the intensity of its stare on the yarn. But you persist. You wiggle the yarn again, encouragingly. And yes, maybe a little tauntingly. This time the cat anticipates the yarn's upwards dodge and leaps up to swipe at it. But you're already one step ahead, puppeteering the yarn to dance gracefully out of reach once more. Come on, you can do it. It's a little condescending, but you can't seem to help it. For some reason, it feels a little good knocking the feline down a peg or two. At least it seems to be enjoying itself. You hope, anyway. Keep going. The cat's movements are getting more aggressive. It must be getting frustrated. You could swear it nearly took a shot at your eye that last time. It has jumped so high and erratically. You've been keeping the yarn in constant motion, afraid to slow down. Your wrist is starting to get tired. The cat doesn't seem to be losing any energy though. It's like it's getting faster and faster. Look at the flick of the wrist. Your wrist finally cramps sharply, making you lose control of the yarn's motion as the tip of it brushes lightly against your stomach. Oh well. I still love you. Pain rips low across your torso. Into your torso. Blood pours out of your mouth. In a daze, you look down and see red blooming slowly along the bottom of your shirt, around the tears in the fabric. Cough. Cough. Oh, sorry, I mean... Plop. You watch as long thick ropes of... Oh, okay, great. Something pour out from under your shirt into a bloody heap on the floor at your feet. A single red-streaked rope still hangs from you. Connecting you to all that mess are those who crumble to the ground and topple over onto your side. Your vision has gone blurry, but you can just make out the shape of something small in the deep inky black as it walks over and inspects your... Oh god, they're your intestines. Before it starts to giddily roll around in the mess of your bloody insides next to you. Darkness falls over you. The cat sounds happy. Nonsensically, you wonder where the yarn has gone, but there's really no need to worry about it. That cat seems content with the next best thing. Ending 11 at the end of your rope. Let's go back here. I think my laser pointer still works. Cats are curious creatures by nature. They're also natural hunters. Sort of. Why not pass the time by letting the cat hunt after something they'll never quite understand? That sounds a little mean when you think of it like that. But it's not like the cat will know anyway. Ignorance is bliss, or so they say. So dig out your old laser pointer from your long-gone dreaded days of group presentations in school. You flip it on and see that even after all this time, the batteries still work. You get a little kick out of it aiming it at a mirror hanging in the living room so it reflects off the glass, making a little red dot appear on your knee. The cat cautiously walks over, stopping every few steps to cast a look of suspicion at you. When it finally reaches you, it lightly presses a paw to your knee. like it's trying to catch the dot of red light as casually as possible. You manage to hold back a chuckle, not that it really matters. The cat isn't paying attention to you at all, entirely focused on the light and resting on top of its paw. You move the light a little higher above your knee. The cat reacts immediately, trying to pin the light down, but in the next second, you've already moved it to the floor. The cat jerkily follows, attempting the more energetic pounds when you shift the red dot. Over here. Over there. And over there. By the couch. On the couch. The cat might be ignoring you, but you're certainly enjoying yourself. It's been a while since you've laughed this much. You're laughing so much, in fact, that you accidentally shift the red dot onto a lamp beside a couch. In its haste to get their light, the cat leaps onto the lamp, sending them both to the ground. Oh my gosh! The cat is sitting in the middle of the former lamp's broken shards, back hunched, its head whipping around back and forth as if in a panic. You quickly turn off the laser pointer and rush over. I'm so sorry, are you okay? Are you hurt? You reach down to pick up the cat and check it for any injuries when... Slash. Ow, hey! The cat swipes at you, claws extended. It backs up and twitches away, making frantic half-turns in various directions, as if looking for something. Or waiting for something to appear. Ow, jeez, it really hurt, you know? You hold the hand with the scratch close to your chest. It's bleeding, but it's not too big. You're more annoyed than anything, but... Immediately your annoyance starts to bleed into concern. You watch in shock as the cat starts to run around, tearing at the carpet, the sofa, your armchair. You want to stop it, but you're afraid of getting in the middle of its rampage. You consider calling a vet for advice on how to calm it down, but for some reason... You feel like that wouldn't be a good idea. What happened to you? Is it... An idea comes to you, or rather a realization. It grabs the laser pointer, aiming it safely away towards the floor in the middle of the living room, thinking, hoping, that the cat would calm down if it found what it was looking for. You turn on the laser pointer. The cat's reaction is immediate. That's not a cat, that's a full-grown tiger. You screwed up. In the span of mere seconds, you watch as the cat spies the red dot from its Persian shredded armchair. It leaps in high into the air. Changes in the air. And slams down upon the dot on the floor with a weight and force that shakes the whole apartment. Maybe even the whole building. You wonder dazedly how none of the other tenants have rushed over to complain about the noise. Yet, as you stare at the sight in front of you, the cat has somehow grown in size. Eyes bulging and glowing, tail thrashing, teeth enlarged, bared, and covered alarmingly in a bubbling froth. Its giant claws rip and shred through the carpet, through the floor tiles, and even below them, ravenously trying to get at the red dot. Your hands are shaking. You don't know what to do. You feel trapped. You have to get away. Get it away from you. You slowly back up towards the door. The light moves with you. Instinctively, you flicker the light away. This way and that. The cat stampeding after it. So fast. Smashing through the TV, breaking the couch in half. Too fast. Bulldozing through the wall into the hallway. Crash. A chance. You turn, intending to bolt out the door and never come back. But in your haste, you forget something. I need to lower the music. You forget several somethings. You forget the laser pointer, gripped like a lifeline in your hand. You forget the mirror still miraculously hanging on the wall next to the hallway, the laser reflecting off of it, putting a small glowing red dot on the back of your head. And as you reach the door, you forget that it's locked. Nice, kitty. You don't even have the chance to turn around before the cat lunges all the way across the room at you. Overkill much? You're torn to shreds before you can even blink. Ending 12. Targeted. Hide and seek. You're not quite sure how this is going to work. Can a cat even understand the concept of a game, let alone one with rules like hide and seek? Is it gonna turn into a human this time? Here, just you pick up the cat and turn them away from you before hiding behind the armchair. We're almost certain the cat must have turned and looked while you were hiding. Out of confusion at least, if nothing else. Regardless, a few months later, the cat cautiously peeks around the armchair to you, eyes curious. You smile and scoop it up, holding it out in front of you. You found me! You win! The cat looks confused, but pleased at your praise. This time, you put it on the armchair so it can't see your hiding spot as easily. Dash over to the kitchen, hiding behind the counter. It takes a little longer this time for the cat to find you. This time when it does, it startles you by hopping down into your lap from the countertop above. Whoa. You found me again. Okay, you win. You reward it with little scratches behind the ear and under the shin when it leans into your touch. Okay, why don't you give it a try? You go and stand in the middle of the living room, the cat following you. Make a show of covering your eyes and turning around. Okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! You turn around and see that the cat is gone. You sure catch on quick. There aren't that many places available in your apartment for someone your size to hide. Without the opposable thumbs need to open the closed doors in the hall, the cat will have its limits too. Fair game. Okay, now where to look? Will it get mad if I don't find it, or will it get mad if I find it? Living room? You look behind the couch in the armchair. Then under the coffee table. Nothing. The living room is pretty sparse when it comes to furniture after all. Kitchen? You peek around the counter, grab a chair and check on top of the fridge. You even open the cupboards along the floor just in case the cat managed to squeeze inside. Nothing. You decide it's for the best. The kitchen is for making food, not playing games. Hallway. You peek around the corner into the hall. Nothing. You're not sure what you were expecting. With all the doors closed, there's nowhere in the hall for the cat to hide. You couldn't find the cat anywhere. You start to get a little worried when you hear a soft sound coming from the hall. You head to the hall and listen again. That sounded like it was coming from your bedroom, but you walk down the hall to your room and gingerly open the door. The cat trots out and runs around your legs and meowing insistently. It looks disappointed somehow. Perhaps in your apparently subpar seeking skills. But you lift the cat into your arms and look at your bedroom door. How did you get in my room? You know the door was closed, right? The cat wiggles out of your hold and runs out of the hall. You follow to see it sitting in the middle of the living room. Upon seeing you, the cat promptly turns around. Guess it wants to take its turn seeking. You're about to indulge it by hiding around the counter again when... The lights. Did the power go out? Kitty, stop hacking my lights. Darn it. As you wait for your eyes to adjust to the darkness, You notice that the cat hasn't moved an inch. Why does the shadow have no eyes? Was it scared? Hey, are you? Ba-doom. Ba-doom. What? For some reason, your heart starts beating faster. You consider going over to the cat. But when you do, the thought makes you feel. You feel like your life is in danger. You need to hide. Now. Ah. What if I just sit on the couch? You're joking. You get the feeling the hat won't appreciate your lack of effort anyway. Like hell are you getting any closer? Stop messing around and find a place to hide. Sure, get close to all. Quietly slip into the hallway closet. The door won't close because the heavy box is now blocking it up to squeeze inside. If you try to move it further, cut my hair. That is if it hasn't hurt you already. It doesn't work, you need to hide somewhere else. Hurry. Bathroom? Quietly rush to the bathroom now. Why is the door locked? You freeze upon realizing how much noise you made. You just link the doorknob and hold your breath, listening. The silence coming from the living room feels heavier than before, more restless. Even if some miracle opened the door now, we would know exactly where you were. No good. You quietly rush into the bedroom, carefully closing the door behind you. The only place to hide in your bedroom is in your closet. You lock the door as quietly as you can before lunging into the closet and sliding the door shut. As soon as you secured yourself inside the closet, there's a sudden shift throughout the entire apartment, as if something can sense that you're as ready as you'll ever be. As if it can sense that you're ready to be hunted. A horrible chill runs down your spine as you realize that's what this game has become. This isn't a simple game of hide and seek anymore. This is being hunted by a predator as prey. It never really mattered where you chose to hide, did it? As if to answer your question, you hear a loud slam on the bedroom door. You just managed to hold back from making a startled noise with the sound. Your heart rate kicks up again, making it feel hard to breathe quietly, hard to breathe in general. Tears fill your eyes as you cover your panting mouth with your shaking hands. It knows. It knows. Crying with your hands over your mouth, trying to smother the choked sounds leaking out of you. You slide down the wall at the back of your closet into a heap on the floor. You flinch harshly at the sound of the door being ripped off its hinges, followed by a loud crash against the wall on the other side of the room, like the door has been blown away. The silence that follows is almost too much to bear. You can. A single sob escapes through your nose. You squeeze your eyes shut in defeat at how loud it sounds in the quiet of the room. Not much point in hiding it anymore anyway, is there? You instinctively put whatever energy you have left into listening for footsteps, even as you emotionally shut down. But you hear nothing. 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 Then something slides open the closet door. You've curled in on yourself, knees up, back curved forward, head down, mouth covered, eyes shut tight, so tight it hurts. You don't want to look. You don't want to look, but that's what it's waiting for. It won't end you without this final act of cruelty, or making you look at it before it takes your life. So cruel. You just want this to be over. So, you open your eyes. You see something glaring in at you from the darkness beyond the closet door. It looks disappointed. In the moment before you draw your last breath, you almost consider apologizing for being such unworthy prey. Guess your hiding skills were just as subpar as your seeking skills. Ending 13. Disappointing prey. What? What if I just cleaned the cat? You head into the bathroom and set things up, trying to remember how to wash a cat. You're definitely no expert, but you think the best way to get a cat clean would be carefully, definitely. You think careful is the way to go. Cats aren't always fond of water, so you doubt it'll be a fan of an excessive amount of it. So you pick up the cat and place it gently in the sink before turning on the water. The cat is startled, but ultimately doesn't try to run away. Nice. You lather your hands with some soap and carefully give the cat a thorough half-scrub, half-massage. After a few minutes, you rinse the cat completely and gather it up in a blanket, drying it. Then you take a brush and carefully run through the cat's fur. The cat seems to like it's in heaven as you brush it. Some hairs are sticking to you, but you don't mind. In fact, quite a lot of fur is sticking on you. Try to brush it away, but it won't come off. Guess you're up next for a bath yourself. Try to ignore the fur and finish with the cat quickly, but more hair keeps sticking to your hands, your arms. Before you realize, they're covered in fur that won't come off. It's thick enough to try to just yank it off, but... Ow, what? Pain lances through the spot you tugged at. Upon closer inspection, you see that the hair is growing out of you. You can actually feel it now. Fur growing out of your back, your neck, your face, your eyes, your tongue. It's even growing inside your throat. As you collapse into the choke and the thickening fur in your esophagus, the cat leans up to lap at the fur growing on your forehead, grooming your hair as thoroughly as you did for it earlier. You think it'd be sweet if you weren't currently losing air. Still, feels nice at least to be looked after and cared for in some way, even if it's just for a little while longer. The cat's careful grooming is the last thing you feel before you're no longer able to breathe. Ending 15. Self-care buddies.